All right, Sagittarians, welcome in to your 2026 yearly forecast. So we are going to dive in and see what is going on for you guys this coming year. Just as a little reminder, I've just kind of been telling people, again, if you're new to this, or new to my channel, or new to tarot, or just in general, tarot is a tool, right? It isn't, whether it's tarot or it's, reading, mediumship, psychic, all of it is, what we're doing is we're tapping into either your energy or a group of energy to kind of see what is happening in this now moment. So everything we're getting is based on kind of what you've accumulated and what's happened that has brought you to this now moment, and where you are energetically kind of aligned right now, and what, based on that frequency, what you're bringing in. So we can kind of tap into your energy and see, as of this now moment, this is what we're getting. Okay. So all of that can change. So that's where people are like, oh, it wasn't true, it didn't happen. Well, whether that can be good or bad, right? But it's because something shifted, and you are beings that have free will, and you have the ability to navigate this life and however you see fit. So based on the information you're getting, you could say, oh, I don't necessarily like that, or you gain some awareness, and with that new awareness, your outward action has changed, or the way you think about things has changed. So now you can approach life in different ways, make different decisions, act differently, vibrate differently, and you're going to change then how the next moments unfold for you in the future. So especially if there's something that you don't necessarily like, you have the ability to change that. Nothing's set in stone. So I did want to remind everyone that, especially as we're moving into a new year. Something else I did want to call out too, that's really coming in with the spiritual ascension path we are on. If you're not aware, but the actual end of the year, December 31st, is not the true divine spiritual end of the year. So this December 31st end of year, January 1st, was created. It's a very patriarchal concept. It was implemented by the Romans, which was actually specifically around when they, I think it's, I don't know the full story, but it's something around when they, went around and got taxes from people. The true end of year is actually the spring solstice for those in the north, and the fall solstice in the south, in the southern equinox. So really, this is something that, as kind of the divine is connecting with us more and more, we are really being asked to align more with the true calendar and the true, cycles. We're still in a human world, right? So we have to make appointments. We have to follow work schedules or calendars in regards to certain things, but in regards to our personal self, our internal clocks, how we like to celebrate, and that's kind of on what we can control. So I will be shifting more to celebrating the spring equinox when it comes. But for the purposes of most humans at this point, I'm still obviously, and most readers out there and spiritual connectors are using this time to give new messages for the year coming up. All right, let's see here. The one things I did want to call out astrologically is we have a lot of outer planets again that are finally moving into their new signs going forward. And I just wanted to quick hit those. That's Neptune, which will be moving into Aries on January 26th. We have Saturn entering Aries on February 14th. Uranus entering Gemini on April 25th. And then Jupiter will enter Leo on June 30th. So we got a lot of moving and a shaking, things closing out, new beginnings, the first 6 months of the year. And the one specifically I did want to call out, that's separate from this, but the big one also is happening on February 20th. It is the Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees Aries. Some of you may have heard of it, but if you haven't, this aspect and alignment hasn't happened for some thousands of years. So this is big. And what this indicates is a complete and utter restart, reset. So this is like starting from square one. So how this shows up for the collective is going to be quite interesting. I'm actually going to be pulling cards first for you Sagittarians to see how this will impact you specifically. And that's what I'm going to do first here. So let's dive into that Saturn-Neptune conjunction. We have Saturn, which represents karma. It's really coming in to dissolve or just complete clear out and dissolve any kind of blowing up organizations, structures, governments, even things in our personal lives like relationships, careers, companies we're connected to, friendships that just they're not aligning with us anymore. They're not supporting where we're headed, and for the most part they're holding us back, and they're holding our frequency down. And then you have Neptune, which is really bringing up anything from the unconscious. So any deep things that we're not aware of, there's going to be a lot more disclosure happening. That has been happening a lot the last couple years. Things that were happening below the scenes, like lying, cheating, stealing, very nefarious things, are really, the light is coming out. They're coming to the surface, and we're being able to see them for what they are. Any disillusionment, any like illusory things, lying, like I said, anything that we're not aware of that has not been for our highest good, Neptune in this combination at 0 degrees Aries is going to clear out, and we're starting from scratch. So let's see here. So for Sagittarians, what is this conjunction going to show up as? So we have the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, the Ace of Swords, oh my goodness, King of Swords, or sorry, King of Cups, and then Judgment. So you have the Ace of Swords right in the smack dab middle. Just so you guys know, you are the last reading I'm doing for the forecasts. Basically, I think all the readings except a couple, all of them, when I pulled on this conjunction, got aces, which is total in alignment with this complete new beginning. So there is a really new beginning from a sense of you're aligning with your truth, gaining clarity, like major clarity here. You got the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords, which is major intense clarity. And you are clearing out anything that is not or has not been working for you. So you're ready to go. Like, look at this queen. She's got her sword. She has her hand indicating, yep, that's where I'm going. This is the direction. I'm clear. This card too, you see in the background, the fog has cleared. So that's indicating that there was some sense of unknown or fogginess. And now it's like this energy of the Queen of Swords is clearing that through, like cutting through that. There is this King of Wands and King of Cups. So there is something to do with connections here as well that's going to come up for you. I think you're going to get really clear on people in your life, people you want to work with or deal with or be in relationship with. It's like you're having a lot of discernment in 2026. Well, around this February 20th timeframe, there is a mass awakening here as well. So with the Ace of Swords and the Judgment card, I feel like you're going to go through like a mass, just like a like instant enlightenment, instant aha moment. Like it's all going to come to you at this time. And like you cannot unsee it anymore. I think your awareness is just going to be like expanded exponentially to where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't see it before, or now I really see and understand who I am, my life, and now how I want to move forward. And it's really about starting a new life, because in the Judgment card here, these people are in caskets, which indicate their old life. And now they're being awakened and coming out of the old casket, which is their old life, to their new life. They're being awakened to their new life. And I think that's exactly what is happening for you, Sagittarius, with this Saturn-Neptune conjunction in February. So something to be aware of. Let's just see what is with the kings here. The King of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, and the King of Cups, Lovers. So this is kind of indicating there's a connection here with family and also love. So to me, this is like gaining some new perspective on maybe how ancestral karma or family dynamics have really getting clarity about the patternings, how this has impacted your love life and relationship patterns. And this is where you're going to get real clear on this. And this is going to help you move forward and kind of move forward in a new way to break these patterns and these belief systems. But definitely there's, it's referencing to me family and love here. And so this could be two different people, someone from your family or a love partner, that there's going to be some impact and changes in the dynamics. All right, so that is that conjunction. So now let's go into general information for 2026. Just as so you guys know as well, I'm going to be doing an extended after this, and we're going to go deeper into 2026, and I'm going to specifically look we're going to get more information around love and relationships, and then also your work and career in the extended, and then get a couple final outcome cards. So don't forget to tag along to the extended. But let's see here. I'm going to pull some oracle cards first. So we have purification, the Ganges River, India, and then financial constraints. So I definitely feel this purification is general, but there's also this connection with finances and wealth. You are going through some new purification, cleansing of your belief systems, any energetic blocks that are blocking you from prosperity and wealth specifically. So you could have gone through some financial constraints in 2025. And this is you're going to finally get some aha moments. Again, there's a lot of enlightenment coming for you Sagittarius next year, I'm getting. And we already talked about relationships a bit, but also with wealth and prosperity and things that have been blocking you and really breaking through any ceilings that you've kind of built based on these old programs. I do feel like this is a year that you're going to kind of work through a financial money template that you've carried into this lifetime that's going to help you reach higher potentials. Creativity, and then rest and rejuvenation. So this card has come up a lot. I'm pretty sure this came up for the last 3 readings I did, which is you guys, Scorpio, and I think it was Cancers I did before that. All 3 of you got this card. I do feel like this is a big theme around taking the time to prioritize rest and rejuvenation this year. We are shifting out of the mindset of you got to work hard to be successful, or you got to work hard to make money. It's truly going to be where we have to find truth and approaching things in a smarter way and creating, learning how to create ease in our lives. So we do not have to, that's a belief. You can say, decide if it's true or false, but it is really false, because when we are truly in alignment, that is where we magnetize the things that we need to allow us to create prosperity and allow us to create, right? Inspired action is when we're just in alignment and open to receiving the creative inspiration. And that's where we create things that impact ourselves, impact the collective and people the most, that create, again, wealth and prosperity for us, even create a career path. So we're really, especially for you Sages, I do feel like this is also tied to that finances. You're learning how to relate and utilize and alchemize energy, and also your state of being, to now create work, wealth, to just generally create anything in life that's going to bring you the things that you really want. And we're purifying the old ideas and ways of being. Wow, big stuff. All right, Ace of Cups flew out. Love that. So more aces, more new beginnings, especially from an emotional standpoint. I feel like it's finally a year that you're going to be able to receive things that are going to fill your emotional cup. We have the Queen of Wands and the Three of Cups. This Queen of Wands has been coming up a lot too. So this is really you getting in alignment. And Sag, you're a fire sign, so this is you. This is you getting in alignment, feeling confident, expressing yourself in ways that you're, again, going back to, you're able to create wealth, stability, amazing foundation in your life, power, confidence, and success. And I also feel like you're also magnetizing in friends, in connections here. It could be with work as well, people that you'll be collaborating with, people that are on the same level as you as far as your perspective and awareness and spiritual level. But there's definitely something I'm getting around friendships and connections that are more fulfilling for you. And that celebrate you and you celebrate them. There's this feeling too of celebrating each other. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Five of Pentacles. So this is that lack. This is the financial constraints here. So I do feel like, again, pointing to belief systems or programs that tie back to your childhood or to your family or how you grew up. And this is something you're going to work through this year. So if you haven't yet, right, or just started to become more aware of how this has impacted you, I definitely feel like this is guidance for 2026 to really kind of do some inner work with your beliefs around money and wealth and like lack thereof. Because I feel like if you do, this is the card of nostalgia. So it's really kind of tying it back to, okay, like how the energy in my life around money and wealth, definitely it's nostalgic and similar to that of the energy within your family that your parents had with money and wealth. And you're going to really work through this. Yeah, there's healing here. So look at this. When you finally do the healing, that's when your emotional overflow happens and you can fill your cup in new ways and be more fulfilled in your life, especially when it comes to the physical world. Eight of Swords, getting unstuck. Five of Swords. There's some of you who are really getting out of your head. You really approach life through through more intellect, right? You're more mind focused than you are through your heart space and through your intuition. And that's something, there's going to be a shift here. So you need to get out of your head and more into your heart space, and also surrender expectations and surrender how things unfold and surrender how you can build things or manifest things to the divine. And that's where this alchemy is happening. And alchemy has been a big word that's come up and trending for 2026. This is about alchemization, using energies. That's alchemy, using the energies in a way to then create, right? And you got the creativity card. So this is getting out of this power over mentality, that you have to, it's almost like this is like a card of competition too, of like, you always feel like the external world is against you and I have to fight and control to maintain my sense of power, my sense of confidence, or like even just to maintain the sense, ultimately, this is like, these are behavior patterns because you don't feel secure. It could also be security in the external world. You don't feel safe. You don't trust people. You don't trust that, even in your job, like you always feel like you have to try to like outshine people, or like you constantly have to prove your worth. That could also be in relationships. But there is something here, a little bit of this, again, financial constraints. So there is a focus on money and being safe with your money, but also realizing that your safety in your financial instability really revolves around how you are being. So moving out of the external world focus and that I need to have this amount of money to feel secure. I have to like work my ass off to ensure my security, like all of these things. Like even security in your job, like I have to kind of, there's always this underlying feeling of like, I'm not secure in this, or I could lose my job, or maybe you are in an environment in a company or a career where there has been layoffs, or you're afraid of layoffs because there's been financial issues. So that's going to come up a lot, especially next year. The external world, especially when it comes to finances, is going to continue to get more and more unstable. And this is why those of us that are aware and on this, ascension path, whatever you want to call it, what we're learning is we have to get out of the external and go inward and connect to the divine, because that is the only way we are going to be able to continue to find and maintain our stability and security in a world that is going to continue to mirror a lot of chaos and conflict and instability, especially when it comes to finances and money. What's happening is we have to completely break down our current systems to rebuild. And the only way to do that is kind of destruction, is we have to break down the current financial systems. So for some reason, I haven't talked about this that much with the other videos. For some reason, this is really coming up for you guys, and you obviously, Sagittarius, need to hear that. Okay. I actually don't think I need any clarifiers here. I think it's pretty cut and dry for your reading here, the cards. So to close this out, I'm going to pull one final message from the Gaia Oracle. This is what you guys need to be here for next year, and just will be a theme. So you got the Goddess of Creation, transformation, creativity, and wholeness. And look at that again. Creativity is popping up multiple times here for you. So that is a key word for Sagittarius in 2026, is creativity. I also feel like it's a year for you guys to be very creative in how you approach all things in your life, whether it's work, money, hobbies, relationships. And I'm going to read that one to you. I think that also came up for Scorpios. So if you have a lot of Scorpio in your chart or are connected to a Scorpio, I would definitely watch that video as well. But let's see here. It's time for you to chill out and let go of rigid, fixed ideas. Relax and take time out just to be. And look at that. Exactly. The same thing happened to Scorpio. So you got the rest and rejuvenation card, and now this oracle is calling that out as well. You are taking things far too seriously, and I kind of picked that up here. This has blocked your creativity and caused your energy levels to be low. You probably tell yourself that you don't have time to relax, but you must make the time. It is of utmost importance this year. Make this a priority and you'll find an interesting transformation takes place. Your creativity will increase and you will feel revitalized by a newfound sense of purpose and inspiration. Your mind may be telling you that relaxation is a futile waste of time, yet the opposite is true. Relaxation will slow down your thoughts and open your heart. It is fuel for the soul that will bring a positive flow on effect for your entire being. Your well-being is of paramount importance, so do not take it for granted. Without it, nothing else matters. And that literally encompassed the whole reading, is this one oracle card. And honestly, I think Scorpio had the same message, so watch that video for sure. All right, Sages. Well, I hope you have an amazing year ahead. I do see a lot of shifts for you in bringing in more fulfillment, bringing in more abundance and prosperity as well, and healing. So, and connection. What else can you want? I think that kind of encompasses all areas of our life. But anyways, let's head over to the extended. I'll dig deeper into love and work. And I'll see you over there. Thanks for joining.